What did I tell you, folks? July 1st. Here we are. It'll be really awkward if this is not posted on July 1st and I've already pre-recorded this intro. Hello everybody and welcome back to this month's edition of Giplum, that is games I played last month. In today's video we will be talking about what I played during the month of June. If you would like to tell me what you played during the month of June, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you've been playing, let me know what you think about the games I'm about to talk about, and more. We can just chat in the comments. We can have a real conversation, you and I. It was another pretty busy month for me. I had the big annual Hornetversary Marble Hornets charity live stream event that I had to get everything ready for and run. I do just want to take a quick minute to thank everyone who showed up and definitely thank everyone who donated. We raised so much money for Trans Lifeline, and especially this year that was very important to me. So thank you all so much for participating and watching and donating. I'll see you next year. But since I was so busy and relatively stressed this month, I decided to keep it simple with the games I promised last month, but also mostly just games that I am very familiar with and are arguably cozy. I don't know if that's the right word to describe some of these games, but to me they are nostalgic. They are games I played growing up, and Power Wash Simulator is also there, because I really had some fun with Power Wash Simulator this month. Let's just jump right into it with what I played in June. Starting off strong with a continuation from last month, we have Shovel Knight at large. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, I guess, is what I'll use going forward, because not only did I finish Shovel of Hope from last month, the main Shovel Knight campaign, I also started Plague of Shadows, the first of the expansions that were released thanks to the Kickstarter backers. I did have a lot of fun finishing up Shovel of Hope. It is just as good as I remembered it being. It gets pretty tough toward the end. I definitely was dying more. It never felt unfair. All of the deaths were definitely my fault. If you like these 2D pixel retro platformers, you really can't do much better than Shovel Knight. It feels very true to its roots. The writing is silly and fun. I don't know, I really have a soft spot for Shovel Knight, and beating it for the umpteenth time really cemented that in my heart. But Plague of Shadows, like I said, was the first expansion released, and it follows the villainous Plague Knight, or Dr. Knight, if you're nasty. This whole Plague Knight campaign takes place in tandem with Shovel Knight's campaign. You actually will end up crossing paths at the same point you do in the original Shovel Knight campaign, and you do a boss battle, and it's silly, it's fun. This one is definitely a lot goofier, I think, tone-wise, but still some very tender moments. I haven't quite beaten it on this replay yet, but I've played it enough times. I know how it ends. It is a very nice, touching moment. Much like the original Shovel Knight has a honestly, surprisingly earnest and touching ending. I would say that the same goes for here. For the most part. Plague Knight's just a silly little guy. He's a menace. You have your little hideout with your minions that you run. You get your upgrades here. It serves as the shop area. Typically, the Plague Knight expansion is kind of regarded as the black sheep within the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove collection. The moveset is very different, and the gameplay, while it is still literally just going through the Shovel Knight levels with new areas and new obstacles, I actually really like this one. I like how unconventional Plague Knight moves. You use the potion grenade bombs that are used on you in the Shovel Knight boss battle to propel yourself up through the air. And there's all kinds of effects you can mix and match, like a cascade. You can make them pair up and create like a sentry field around you. Some of them float straight up, some of them explode immediately. You can mix and match all of these on the fly. I played Shovel of Hope on my Switch, but just for nostalgia's sake, I decided to play Plague of Shadows on my Nintendo 3DS, and I really like it with an actual D-pad. I can say that for sure. Something about the new 3DS XL, it feels real nice to hold in the hands. One of these days, I will get my hands on a new 3DS regular, standard, I guess, because that looks like the perfect form factor for a handheld for me. And I want that puppy But I really do like how Plague Knight handles. I like how they've added these sort of challenge areas within the original Shovel Knight levels. It's fun. It's silly. I have a lot of fun with all of the Shovel Knight games, but I have a special spot in my heart for Plague of Shadows for sure. Next up, we got Titanfall 2. This one is kind of random, given the previous month's videos and posts. I really like Titanfall 2. I got this on a whim, on a deep discount forever ago. I had heard a lot of hype about it, but never tried it, and I felt foolish, as is tradition, because it's a lot of fun. I've played through the campaign a couple of times. I started replaying it this time for this month's playthrough, but did get very heavily distracted by the online multiplayer, where I have been spending most of my time, primarily getting my ass kicked, but still having a lot of fun. The way Titanfall feels to play is basically unmatched. I really cannot think of a single shooter off the top of my head that feels as good to play as Titanfall does, with all the wall running, the double jumping, just the general parkour, jumping onto a Titan's back to rip out its battery. Everything feels so cool. Controlling the giant mechs in the form of Titans, also really cool. But even just the standard gunplay before you have your Titans deployed on the field is a lot of fun. It really bums me out that Titanfall as a franchise has kind of been doomed to die and now is like puppeted by Apex Legends. One of these days we'll get Titanfall 3, folks. But man, the campaign in this game is so nice. The whole story gets you gripped pretty quick. You are immediately thrust into the action. You are immediately given a reason to care about what is happening. Honestly, the whole game is really gorgeous. I kept stopping to just kind of take in the sights and sounds. There's just a lot of very pretty scenery. I played this through on my Xbox Series S, and folks, it looks so nice. It looks gorgeous. All of the characters in the story end up being pretty interesting. They introduce you to like a different villain every level arc, sort of, and they're all really different and unique and fun, and just they make you want to kick their asses, which is the goal, and it works out really well. The banter between your main character, the pilot, and BT, the mech, is really good. You really feel the bond and sort of warmth grow as the game goes on. And fuck, dude, it's just a really cool game. The campaign rocks. Everyone always talks about the time shifting level. I haven't even gotten there on this replay yet, but I'm really excited to. I am going to finish this campaign because I have a blast every time I play it. And boy howdy, I'm having a blast playing it right now. I was playing it 5 minutes before I started recording, and I said, you know what, I should probably start recording because I want this to be done on July 1st. So here we are. But I definitely got majorly distracted playing the multiplayer. I ended up getting a month of Xbox Live, or I guess Game Pass Core this month for a different game, and I figured, hey, why not see if anyone's playing Titanfall 2? And they are, and fuck, they're really good at it. Everyone that's still playing it is really, really good at it, and I am not good at it. I've mostly just been playing Team Deathmatch, and I get my ass kicked, but I'm having a blast. I'm flying around the map with a grappling hook. I'm jumping into my mech and trying to beat up as many people as I can before I inevitably get the shit blown out of me. It's a lot of fun. The matches are quick. For some reason, every time I boot up the game, it freezes on the main menu for 2 to 3 minutes, but then is totally fine for the whole rest of the session, I guess. Like, I don't know what causes this. I googled it, other people were having this issue, and they said just wait it out, and that works for some reason. If you've only ever played Apex Legends, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Apex Legends when I played it back in like 2020. I had fun with it, but Titanfall 2, man, it's so tight. All of the weapons are so good. All of the everything is really good, and it constantly goes on sale for like $5 on the digital storefront, so you owe it to yourself to pick up Titanfall 2. I think it is safe to say that I have spent a large portion of my life playing Mario Kart. My first love was Mario Kart DS. I spent so many hours playing that with my older brother, or playing it on the school bus with download play. Loved it. I've spent fucking dozens and dozens and dozens of hours playing Mario Kart 8 across my Wii U original copy and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. It is my go-to party game, and for good reason. Mario Kart always hits. But as is tradition with numbers, before 8 came 7. Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS was one of my most anticipated releases and the reason I wanted a 3DS so bad. I really loved Mario Kart DS. I never got Mario Kart Wii for some reason, and I wanted a new Mario Kart to take on the go. And when I got it, Jesus Christ, I spent so many hours in it. I do not have the original hour count handy. My original 3DS is not in the great nation of Philadelphia right now, but it was a lot. I played a lot of Mario Kart 7, but I never really find myself going back to it. Mario Kart DS is the most nostalgic for me. It was my first Mario Kart, so I do go back to that pretty often. Mario Kart 8, I am playing and playing and playing until I can finally afford a Nintendo Switch 2, but Mario Kart 7 is not something I really pick up all that often. So I decided to right this wrong and go back through and get first place in every single cup, 150cc mirror mode. I obviously did not have a great way to capture this footage, but I swear to you I did it. I did it for real, and I did not go for all 3 stars, but I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest. The big selling point of Mario Kart 7 was the all-terrain taken to the extreme, because the gliders were added and the underwater submarine sections were added, and they're fine. They're also in 8, which I think kind of makes 7 feel lesser, because in 8 it's the same, but also they look and feel so much nicer. But 7 did it first, man. One thing I did notice, the glider sections in 7 all felt a lot freer to control. Freer? Is that a word? F-R-E-E-R? F-R-E-E-E-R? That can't be right. The hang gliding sections in Mario Kart 7 felt a lot more open to control. I definitely felt like I had a lot more influence compared to 8, where they're all a little more automated. And that was neat. I felt like I was able to shave off a couple extra seconds just by getting some more momentum going up and down as I'm gliding. And I feel like that's something I can't really do as well in 8. But Mario Kart 7 is just a fun time. Just an all-around fun time. It is nothing to write home about. It is nothing special. Queen Bee as a character is an interesting choice, as has been talked about forever. I know this game gets a lot of modding and homebrew support, so one of these days I'm actually going to bite the bullet and mod my 3DS and go down that rabbit hole, because I've seen a lot of very cool things. But as is in the base game, I find myself just having a generally good time. I feel like the track selection is all pretty alright. I really like Waluigi Pinball, and it's here. It's here and it's Waluigi Pinball. I feel like as far as original tracks go, there aren't too many standouts. Neo Bowser City is really cool looking, and that looks gorgeous in 8. Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road is very cool. I really enjoy this one. But I don't know. I feel like there aren't too many courses original to this game that are iconic, and maybe in 10 more years I'll be singing a different tune. But the tune I'm singing right now is, it's fine. The selection of retro tracks in this game is pretty tight though. I actually really enjoy most of these. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have too many deep thoughts on Mario Kart 7. It's fine. It really does feel like the step in between Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8. It's just this kind of middle ground. But fun middle ground. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. This title had a very interesting launch. For those not in the know, it's the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare rebuilt from the ground up, graphically and sound-wise. It looks gorgeous. It feels great to play. The multiplayer is there and intact, unlike when they remastered just the Modern Warfare 2 campaign for some reason. But whatever. whatever. When Modern Warfare Remastered launched, the only way to purchase it was to purchase Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's Legacy Edition, which came with this bundled, which is really weird to me. I understand the general rationale of, Infinite Warfare seems controversial. It's getting downvoted to hell on Reddit. We need those updates. Let's package in a game that we know is a slam dunk. But I really think you could have sold Call of Duty 4 Remastered at full price, and people like me would have bought it anyway, and that could have been the Call of Duty for the year. Everything else about Activision aside, their business sense is really stupid sometimes. They literally added loot boxes and microtransactions into the Call of Duty 4 multiplayer where it didn't exist originally. They charged full price for the map pack that came out for the original Call of Duty 4. So those original DLC maps you had to pay full price for again. And again, you could only get this game by buying a different game. Eventually, they did come to their senses and make it an actual standalone purchase, but man, I think this was a missed opportunity. I think you easily could have added some more new maps that were in the general style of Modern Warfare, and it would have been really cool. I would have bought more map packs. I don't know. They added the Christmas Crash, which was actually in the PC version of the original Call of Duty 4. And they added Beach Bog, which is the bog map, but beach themed for summer. I don't know. They could have done so much more. It's such a bummer to me because if they had added new maps, I would have been all over those. I'm already kind of sick of playing the same maps over and over again. I rebought this on my Xbox because it was on sale, and I was like, I'll play through the campaign. I really like this story. I think this campaign is kind of underrated compared to Modern Warfare 2. So let's go through it. Let's have some fun. And fun I had until I was like, man, I kind of want to play online again. I don't think I've played Modern Warfare Remastered online since it launched in 2016. And God knows the last time I played the original Call of Duty 4 multiplayer. So I used an Amazon gift card from my aunt, shout out to my aunt, and bought a month of Game Pass Core, and have been having a lot of fun playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered on the internet. I don't know, man. I played a lot of Call of Duty 4 at a very young age. My older brother is 8 years older than me, so he had it, and he would play it all the time. I would watch and play when he wasn't there, and it feels like riding a bike. I'm right back into it. I'm not very good. I never was very good, but I'm having fun. I'm getting a couple kills in there. I got a couple highlights. So the campaign definitely took a back seat. I am about halfway through the game right now, and I'm gonna finish it, but boy, that multiplayer is fun. And that's what I mean. If they had just focused on supporting this multiplayer again for a year, I would have been all over that. Add new weapons, add new perks, add new whatever. I would have been all over that. Man. And then, like I mentioned earlier, when they remastered Modern Warfare 2, they only remastered the campaign. They didn't even remaster the bonus Spec Ops Arcade missions. What the hell? If they just Activision, you are crunching every year to get a game out, every fall. If you just took a year off and let another studio just remaster one of the classic games from the ground up, that could be a whole year's worth. Make new maps, make new guns. Fucking do something, man. You are absolutely insane if you think people wouldn't spend $60 to play the original Modern Warfare 2 with a graphical overhaul and with new maps and stuff thrown in the mix. In a heartbeat. As far as the campaign goes, it's Call of Duty 4, man. It's so good. I remember this game blowing my mind when I was younger because it was telling this narrative. It felt so real. The graphics looked insane. In hindsight, the PS3 in 2000 and whatever was not able to output quite what I was imagining, but playing it through in Modern Warfare Remastered is basically what I was imagining as a small, stupid child. Everything looks gorgeous. I've just been taking so many screenshots and video clips just admiring the scenery. It looks so beautiful. The weather effects, the distant mountains, the fucking fog that comes up on your visor, the smoke popping up in your night vision glasses. They're not called glasses, but I couldn't stop myself from saying it once I started it. Night vision goggles. Night vision goggles. I will always have a strange soft spot for Call of Duty. I grew up watching my older brother play them and thus playing them myself. And so I'll always give them a try, especially with the new games dropping on Game Pass, meaning I don't need to spend $60 to $70 every year. Nice. But Call of Duty 4 was special, man. I just got done replaying the Gillies in the Mist one-shot, one-kill duology where you are flashing back as Captain Price, going through and trying to assassinate your target while sneaking through all kinds of enemy patrol in an incredibly radiated Chernobyl. Man, like that to me is the pinnacle of Call of Duty missions. I know Modern Warfare 2 really gets held to such a high regard, and the campaign in that is great. The campaign in Black Ops 1 and 2 also great, but man, playing that through for the first time, I remember being so scared. I was a young, dumb kid, and I was terrified that I was going to get caught by the virtual soldiers. And even playing it through now, I'm like, fuck. I low-key don't want these soldiers to get me right now. And I think that shows the impact of it. It's really well designed. The story is engaging. It does feel grounded for the most part. And it's good. It's a good time. Modern Warfare Remastered goes on sale for like 15, 20 bucks all the time. Go pick it up. The campaign alone is great, and you can usually find a team deathmatch lobby pretty quick. I really cannot overstate how much time I've spent playing online. I'm already up to like near level 20, I think. I might have just hit level 18 before sitting down to record this. It's so fun. I remember playing local matches with my friends. I remember playing 1v1s with my older brother. The maps are all just so nostalgic to me, and I really like Call of Duty 4. I need them to do another re-release with some more fanfare. Do like a full Modern Warfare trilogy release or something and make it one big multiplayer with, I don't know, fucking all the maps, all the guns, something. I love these maps. I love the mechanics of these games. This is Call of Duty in its peak prime form to me. I actually do like Infinite Warfare a lot, and I'll probably play that sometime soon, but that game was really hated on launch. Now people look on it a little more favorably, but at launch, I was definitely downvoted to hell on Reddit for being like, I don't know, guys, I actually kind of like this one. But still, stupid business idea to force Modern Warfare Remastered to be tied to it regardless. Donkey Kong Country, I need a sip of water. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is next up on our list this month, and that's another continuation from May's edition of Giplum. But in all honesty, I have not played Donkey Kong very much this month. I have still played it some. I have still gotten some good sessions in there. I've made some good progress. I think I've cleared at least another world and a half since last month. But I've been so taken up playing multiplayer games while I have Game Pass Core that it kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. So this will be brief, but Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is so good. Even if I had beaten it this month, this segment would still be short because I feel like I said it all last month. This is like the pinnacle of 2D platformers, especially 2D Nintendo platformers. Like, I just don't know where you even go from here in the Donkey Kong Country franchise. Like, Retro really knocked it out of the park with the first Returns game, but Tropical Freeze is doing laps around Returns. It is incredible. It feels so great to play. It never feels like bullshit, at least in the parts I've made it to so far. And the soundtrack is incredible. All of the visual themes for each level, so nice. I want more 2D Donkey Kong, and I don't know when I'm gonna get it, which is a bit of a bummer. I really want to get Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I need a Switch 2. subscribe to me on Substack, and donate to me on twitch.tv/KyleCWall. But yeah, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, so fucking good. So good. Like, this is 2D platforming at its peak. It feels so perfect. Everything is just so refined. I'll probably talk about it again briefly next month, depending on how much progress I make. But just know I'm still having a blast with the old DK. I really, really want to play Bonanza. I really, really want to play Bonanza. I need to get a job. As I mentioned at the start of the recording, Power Wash Simulator kind of really snuck up on me there. All of these other games are games that I have some kind of tie to, or in the case of Donkey Kong, started to feel that connection with last month. But once I got Game Pass Core to play Titanfall and COD online, I was like, let's see what all comes with Core. And I had never played Power Wash Simulator. And guys, I actually really like Power Wash Simulator. There is just something so relaxing, so zen about throwing on a podcast, throwing on some music, throwing on a YouTube video essay, and just going to town, cleaning up whatever is thrown my way. I'm doing the career mode right now, and once I've exhausted that, I'll probably dip my little toes into the DLC offerings, because as a Back to the Future shill, I do, on principle, have to purchase any and all products related to Back to the Future. So, gonna get that one at some point. Definitely gonna get the Shrek one at some point. All of the offerings for the DLC look really cool, but since I am just getting started, I'm taking my time with Power Wash Simulator. It's just really relaxing. I don't really have much to say. I like the progression with all of the different like upgrades and the different cleaning liquids you have to cycle between, and there's resource management. I said last month I really like idle games and I really like those clicker games, and Power Wash Simulator has some of those progression elements where it's like you're kind of just doing these tedious, monotonous tasks while relaxing, and then you upgrade to do them better and faster, and rinse and repeat, literally, because you are power washing. Between working at Yankee Candle and my various other jobs throughout the years, I like to listen to podcasts whenever I had some downtime, whether it be my 25-minute drive to work, going to Yankee, or when I was working tech stuff, just while I was doing tedious tasks, throwing in headphones and, doing whatever I had to. But since being unemployed, I don't really have a lot of natural, organic opportunities to listen to podcasts. Like, I'm not the type to just kind of sit back on the couch and listen. I need to be doing something else, and I feel like a lot of the games I play don't really lend themselves well to that, with really good soundtracks or dialogue. So there's just something really nice about having Power Wash Simulator be this game that I can throw on, not really focus all too hard on, and really achieve inner nirvana listening to the Talk to a podcast. And for our last main game of the month, we have Portal. Portal is a game that released in 2007, and I have been playing nonstop ever since. I'm fucking always playing Portal, man. Portal and Portal 2, easily in my pantheon of best games ever. Portal 2, I think, is for sure in the top 5, but the first Portal is a perfect little sit down, blitz through it, be done in a couple hours, in and out, and it feels rewarding every time. I have been playing Portal since my family shared a shitty little HP laptop that could barely run it in window mode on the lowest settings at like 15 frames a second. But man, even that felt magical playing it for the first time. I had just never really seen a game like Portal before, and arguably since, I feel like very few games have scratched that very specific puzzle-solving itch that Portal nails. So I have just found myself replaying these two games and the various community mods forever. When I got my first tower PC of my very own, it was a shitty pre-built Dell that I think was refurbished, but it played Portal at a steady 30 frames, and I tried my hardest to speedrun in the glitchless categories, and wasn't very good, but I had a lifelong love then and there of just trying to learn the game, learn all of the little secrets and tricks, trying to shave off seconds. I mentioned in a video a million years ago that I do wish I could replay the Portal games for the first time with entirely new eyes and not know all of the solutions to all the puzzles and not know all the punchlines to all the jokes. And I do stand by that. I do think it loses some of the appeal for sure. But when you're wired stupidly like I am, you really love just hitting those corners and solving puzzles in as few portals as possible and as quickly as possible. And while I do think most players will lose some of the effect of Portal on subsequent replays, I think for the speedrunning community in particular, these games are incredible. Both the glitchless and the glitch allowed categories have some crazy tricks that they do to save time, and I will always have a special place in my heart for these games. I have played Portal 2 co-op countless times, just the Portal 2 campaign countless times. But one thing I've always found interesting over the years is that Portal and Portal 2 work really well as teaching tools for people who haven't really gotten their minds wrapped around the first-person shooter genre. I have a lot of friends who aren't really into games all that much. They might have had a Nintendo DS way back when, they'll play Mario Kart, they'll play Smash Bros, but have never really had to play a game where they are moving a camera and moving a character and clicking other buttons at the same time. That can be a lot. That can be a lot to understand and take in all at once. I've had friends that I've tried to just throw right into the co-op, and that's a learning experience every time. But the first Portal in particular really does gently introduce you to each mechanic one at a time, and then it starts heightening what each mechanic does, and then it starts combining mechanics. And I feel like showing it to someone who does not really understand games all that well, they can still intuit what is happening and what they should be doing. And it helps that you have GLaDOS and giant arrows and everything pointing, telling you what to do and where to go, while still maintaining that theming. Like, it doesn't feel like the game is telling you what to do per se, more like the environment is telling you what to do, if that makes sense. I don't know. Have your mom play Portal, see if she gets it. I feel like it is a good time for most gamers all around. Once they wrap their minds around it, it can be a lot of fun. And as someone who has played it countless times, it's a lot of fun. Especially the first Portal, because like I said, you can blitz through this in a couple of hours. Like, once you know all of the little tricks and everything, you are flying through every chamber. Even when you're not doing like clipping glitches to get out of bounds, you can really shave some time off these chambers. And man, it's so fun. It's so good. Portal, I think it literally went on sale for like 99 cents in the last Steam sale. It's on Switch. That's what I've been playing it on mostly lately. Ever since they re-released it on Switch, I have been playing the hell out of those versions. The gyro aim goes so hard. I will always defend gyro aim. And it's just, I love Portal. I love Portal so much. They really do need to get on releasing the other Source games on Switch, because especially with the Switch 2 having a mouse mode, let me play Half-Life. Let me B-hop in Counter-Strike on the Switch 2. Come on. Lightning round, except, oops, I did not really play any mobile games this month because I have mostly just been playing online shooter games during my downtime. So let's just talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket. That is a game that I never really get too into anymore after the initial hype wore off, but every now and again I'll pop it open a couple packs, do some challenges. For a while I was subscribed to like the VIP pass thing because you got some extra like pack opens that way, but I don't know. You know, I have always had a distant love for the Pokemon trading card game. My older brother had binders on binders and he taught me how to play the card game. I was never very good at it, but I really enjoy the trading card game Game Boy game they released a million years ago. I never got around to playing the sequel. It was never released in America, but there's a fan translation, so Gonna get to it at some point. But having the Pokemon card game on my phone is fun. I like the battle system. I like how it is kind of simplified and stripped down to make it more mobile game friendly, so the matches are all usually done pretty quickly. But just the whole act of opening and trying to collect cards and complete challenges, it's fun. My relationship with card-based mobile games is all over the place. I had a thing with Marvel Snap for a while. I was into that. Got into Hearthstone for a couple of weeks in high school when my friends got really big into it during musical practices. That should tell you all you need to know about the friends that I hung out with in high school. Yeah, none of them have ever really gripped me before, so I think Pokemon TCG, already having some prerequisite knowledge in my head from years of playing it, has kind of made it this perfect off and on love affair. And I don't know, there's something very satisfying about just opening a bunch of card packs, and clearly they know that and are capitalizing off of that. After my first initial month of the VIP premium pass or whatever, I vowed to not spend any more money on that game because I know how I get when it comes to microtransactions like that. So I've stuck to my guns pretty well. I have not purchased the VIP pass again. I have not bought any Poke coins or whatever the currency is. I've been staying true to my word and still having a pretty fun time. I think if I had a lot of disposable income and could open 30 packs a day, I would like this game a lot more. But alas, unemployed, as previously mentioned. So subscribe to me on Substack and Twitch and all of that. What am I playing in July, you may be asking? Well, I will tell you, because this is the segment where games I played last month kind of becomes a book club, and I tell you about the games I plan on playing during the month of July so that you can play them, or you can tell me your thoughts about them, and we can make this a two-way conversation. Well, kind of, there is still the separate. I can't hear you. You can hear me, and then I can read what you say, but I can't hear you. But you get the idea. First up, gonna be playing more Power Wash Simulator because I really like this. It has been very relaxing, especially with all of the live stream stuff I've had to balance and get prepared to just unwind, turn my computer off, silence my notifications, put on a podcast, and throw on Power Wash Simulator on my TV. Very zen, very peaceful. Next up, Astrobot for the PS5. This is a game that I have basically almost beaten already, but because I have been in Philadelphia so often looking for work, my PlayStation lives at my parents' house, and I have not had access to it. So I'm going to finally finish this game. I loved everything I played so far. I'm going to try out all the free little DLC bonus levels they've added. I really like Astrobot, and I want to seal the deal and finish it once and for all. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I'm just going to keep continuing to play that until I beat it because I really do like it. It's just, I've been playing so many other things that it's been kind of falling by the wayside, but I want to keep playing it. I want to finish it because I really like it, and I'm gonna. And to wrap us up, the game I'm playing next month that I am most looking forward to is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 Remastered. I really, really liked the first Tony Hawk Pro Skater collection remake thing they did in 2020. If not one of the first purchases I made once I started getting paid from Yankee Candle, and I would come home from work, eat dinner, and just play the hell out of that for a couple of hours. And now, 3+4 is coming out on Game Pass, so I'm gonna get it day one probably. Gonna bump up my subscription from Core to Ultimate so I can play Tony Hawk, and I will give you my thoughts and opinions and just shred some gnar with my good pal Tony Hawk. Anyways, what a month. I have been so busy through all of May and June, but now the stream is done. Everything is wrapped up there. Thank you again to all those who showed up. I finally find myself with some time to breathe in the month of July. So I plan on playing the hell out of some games, and I hope to see you all next month. Be sure to comment below what you played through the month of June. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't. Let me know what you thought about the games I talked about. As always, if you'd like to read the text-based version where I go a little more in-depth with my thoughts for each and every game, the Substack will be linked below or just on screen here, kylewall.online/blog. Go read it. I put a lot of thought into the words that I write, and I hope you enjoy that. Just to give a general update, I am working on some other bespoke original videos now that I have some free time again. I want to get back into the swing of streaming and making things regularly. I've been having a lot of fun writing and making these videos for Giplum, so I want to do more. I want to be creative again, so I hope you look forward to all of those. Anyways, bye.